Hi everyone, and welcome back to my Consultant Explorer channel. I'm Charlie, and I'm here to help you explore the early career years of management consulting, help you to be successful at it, and show you how to make the most of the opportunities that it can open up for you. I spent 8.5 years at Accenture, building the most incredible launchpad for my own career, and now that I'm running my own businesses, I can choose what I work on, whenever and wherever I want to in the world. And that is the kind of freedom that I can help you find in your journey, which starts just as mine did in management consulting. Today I'm in Frankfurt. Actually, I'm recording right next to the European Central Bank, and hopefully that's a nice view of the financial district right behind me. Our focus today is going to be promotion, and more specifically, the politics of promotion. Juicy. One of the things that can help you progress the fastest in consulting is knowing exactly how to best work the promotion process. For some of you, the temptation might sometimes be just to keep your head down, do a great job, and hope to be recognised. And sometimes this works if you have support from seniors who make the effort to notice things that otherwise might go unnoticed. For others, you might be tempted to talk to or schmooze as many people as possible with what you've been doing, in the hope that that helps foster a general level of support for you that will prove useful during promotion rounds. But in reality, getting promoted really requires you to advocate for yourself proactively with the right people so that they're aware of you, they value your experience, and they believe in your potential without them needing to expend much effort in making themselves aware, and without you needing to expend any unnecessary effort in making anyone else aware. The promotion process in consulting contains a number of chronological steps, all of which involve people. And so the best thing you can do at this point is understand who is involved in each part of that process and what part they play in it. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you who will be involved in your promotion, when, and what their role is, so that you're able to target your self-marketing appropriately. And to be clear, knowing this is not going to make it possible for you to game the system. Consultancies have put lots of measures in place to massively reduce that possibility. Instead, knowing who is involved and what part they play will give you the power to play very competitively within the rules of the game, because most junior consultants won't know what I'm about to tell you. So let's take a step back and consider what's different about promotion in consulting versus in other industries, because it'll set some important context for why consulting promotion processes run as they do. The first major difference is that being promoted in consulting doesn't mean you're being promoted into someone else's role. In industry, it's often the case that you have to wait for the person above you to be promoted or to leave the business in order for you to be able to move upwards into their role. That's not the case in consulting. Promotions happen at all levels, regardless of the promotions that are happening at the level above. You're not being promoted into a role. You're being promoted to a more senior level, and everyone at your current level who is promoted alongside you will join you at that more senior level too. The next major difference is that in consulting, a lot of the people actively involved in making the decision about your promotion don't know you personally. In industry, because people are promoted into specific roles that become vacant, the promotion evaluation process is narrower. It's a departmental decision, where it's likely that the decision makers do know you. By contrast, in consulting, senior leadership from across the firm are involved in the decision process for all candidates, not just for you. And so they're at least one step removed from you and your story. The final difference is that there are a number of specific time periods across the year. Sometimes there are 2, sometimes there are 4, for example, where promotion is allowed for all consulting employees. That means that there's always a next round not too far away if you're not successfully promoted the first time you go up for it. By contrast, in industry, often there isn't a designated round of promotions for everyone, and the timing of your promotion depends more on what's happening with that role above you. Okay, so you get the sense that in consulting, promotion happens in rounds, it applies to everyone across the firm all at once, regularly, and your individual promotion result is decided by a broader spectrum of leaders from across the firm. It's a bit of a promotion factory, if you will, a very industrialised process that has to cater to a high volume of very ambitious people all the time. So let's turn now to who is involved in the promotion process and to what extent you'll know them personally, or more importantly, to what extent they'll know you. The process all starts with you and how you perform in your client role. Your day-to-day line manager should be impressed by your work. They should know exactly what you've been up to and why your work is important within the context of your overall project. The more junior you are, the more your manager will know this by default, because the more direction they'll be giving you on a daily basis. As you then move up the career ladder, line managers typically know less and less about the ins and outs of what you do every day. And so the onus is more on you to help them understand that. But in your junior years, you should be covered in this respect. Now, clearly your line manager knows you. They can see how good your work is, and they can see how it fits into the bigger picture of the overall project you're on. If you've done a good job, this person becomes your primary supporter. So the first choice you can make is to ensure that you impress your line manager. But your line manager isn't the person who is responsible for telling your story and talking about your performance in promotion evaluation forums, because they won't always be your line manager. At some point, you'll move to another project and you'll report to someone else. And that new line manager won't know everything about your past experience. They'll only know about what you're doing for them at that point. So for this reason, everyone's given a career representative. And at lots of consultancies, this person is called a career counsellor. A career counsellor is another consultant, and generally they are someone who is at least one career level above you. They become your rock. They keep an eye on you through every project you join, every role you have. They help coach you. They discuss with you your progress and your future. They craft your career story with you. And that is the crucial point. They craft your career story with you because it's their responsibility to go to the first forum in the promotion process and tell that story to senior people who are evaluating your performance and promotion readiness. They must know enough about what you've done, how you've done it, and how well you've performed to be able to land not just your achievements, but the significance of those achievements to an audience who might not know you at all. Everyone has a different relationship with their career counsellor. Some are close, some distant, some meet regularly, some seldom meet. This is the second choice you can make. The more informed your career counsellor is, and the more they believe in you because they understand everything you've been up to, the better story they'll be able to tell for you in that first promotion forum. You should choose a meeting and update frequency and format with your counsellor that makes it easiest for them to do their job in representing you. Every counsellor will want to do this differently, so make sure you ask them what works best for them. So clearly you'll also know your counsellor personally, and they'll know what you've been up to, just as with your line manager. In fact, your counsellor is likely to ask your line manager for their opinion on your performance too, given their daily exposure to your work. Hence the importance of your line manager supporting you. Now, your personal relationships with people involved in the promotion process might very well stop at that, just with your line manager and your counsellor. The next set of people involved in the process are typically senior people from your department and potentially other departments who all join that first promotion forum where your counsellor tells your story. You might not know any of those people personally if you haven't worked with them before on a project, for example. You might know of them even if they don't know of you yet, or you might know one or two of them just a little bit from a previous project role. But any of the above is okay, so long as your counsellor can do a great job telling your story. Your story is what matters, because it's every promotion candidate's story that will be evaluated in this forum. I have another video on how to ensure your story is as impactful as possible, by the way, if you'd like some tips for that too. Here's the link. Once that forum is done, if the group agree that you're ready to be promoted, they'll send their proposal and recommendation into an even more senior forum for discussion. This second, more senior forum typically involves only the heads of departments and the most senior market leadership. The volume and quality of respective promotion candidates is assessed in this second forum against affordability within the business. That is to say that this group of people assesses whether your company can afford to promote everyone and pay them all higher salaries and benefits based on how much revenue the company is generating. In that second forum, it's unlikely that as a junior consultant, you'll know anyone personally at all. You might be lucky enough to know just your head of department because you've had the opportunity to work on an extracurricular responsibility directly with them. That's a third choice you can make, although it shouldn't have a great impact on their readiness to support you. So for most junior consultants, at this point, you'll rely on all of the people in this forum believing the story that has been passed on to them from the first forum. And again, that's absolutely okay, and everyone is in the same boat. So you've got a sense now of who is involved in the end-to-end promotion process. It ranges from your day-to-day line manager and your counsellor through seniors within departments to heads of departments and senior leadership of your company. And the process starts with you and your personal relationship with your line manager and your counsellor. And it ends with a final decision made in a removed forum at the most senior level. So the question now is, who of all these people matter the most to your promotion? Well, Evidently, the most senior people are the final decision makers. But also, evidently, there are decisions made to support your promotion or not support your promotion all the way through the process. Right at the very start, if your line manager were to tell your career counsellor that they don't believe you're ready to be promoted, then your career counsellor may very well want to wait until your performance has improved and earned your line manager's support. In which case, your promotion case wouldn't even be presented by your counsellor to that first forum. Or even if your line manager did support you, but your career counsellor wasn't 100% sold on your story or on how to make it really land well with the group of people in the first forum, then again, your promotion case isn't going to go very far. By the time your promotion case gets to the most senior levels of the firm in that second forum, it's more a question of affordability within the business than it is a question of whether you're ready to be promoted. So perhaps counterintuitively, actually the most important people to your promotion are those right next to you on day one. Your line manager and career counsellor, and ultimately you. Your performance needs to be representative of the level above, or no one will support you. Your line manager needs to see that stellar performance, and your career counsellor needs to be made aware of it. All of that lies within your own span of control, which is great news because it means that the power is almost entirely within your hands to land the promotion that you want. It all comes back to those choices. Choose to impress your line manager, number one. Choose to help your career counsellor keep up to date as easily and effectively as possible, number two. Those two are the most important. Less important, but still worthwhile, number three is the choice to work alongside your head of department if you get the opportunity. Ultimately, you just need to make sure that you do a great job in your project role. You make your line manager happy and you craft a brilliant story with your counsellor, and you'll maximise your chances of being promoted all by yourself. Remember, I have that video on telling a great story too. Here's the link again. If this has helped you understand better who matters when it comes to being promoted, then let me know by liking the video. If you'd like to see what I post next, then definitely subscribe to my channel. Social media links are below if you'd like those, and if you have any questions, then feel free to use the comment section here and I'll do my best to answer absolutely everything. In the meantime, thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a great day, and I wish you all the best with your exploring.